All right, everybody. So we are in Virginia, and we're going to go ahead and run through the master checklist where it says pulling out from camp. So that's what we're going to focus on, is pulling out from camp in this part of the video. Number one, make sure you got your wallet. Make sure everyone's got their wallet, right? Make sure you got your phones, and make sure you got your house key, your car key, and everything else, okay? All right, let's go. So one of the things is you want to make sure your gray tank closed. I'll show you here in a second, but make sure it's closed. All right, now that you got the hood pop, go ahead and check the trans fluid. Make sure we're good to go. The oil, make sure we're good to go. If you need to top it off, here's the oil as well. And then you just want to look around and make sure everything else looks good, okay? Stuff like that. You just want to make sure you're good to go, all right? I'm going to go ahead and check this, and you do as well. Woo! All right, the next thing you're going to want to do is go up this ladder, up on the roof, and you're going to want to check out. Now, mine's not out, but not right now anyways. You want to check the awning to make sure there's no leaves or anything that has blown on it before bringing it in. And we're also just going to check the roof to make sure there's no leaks or really anything else. And also you'll see there's a small little awning right here, and you just want to brush off or just move any debris that may have collected up there. And then that's what I'm going to go ahead and do now. All right, after you complete it up there, there wasn't much up there. You're going to want to come over here to the propane and turn it off. You're going to also want to check this. We are almost at a quarter way, and it needs to be at least up here. So we're going to fill this, but of course, if you're taking it out and you've brought it to about here, bring it back up to that 75% mark or 3/4 mark. But you would just come up here, turn this off, check the dial. All right, you want to be safe on this one. So what you want to do is go underneath the RV. Remember, be very, very safe, and just make sure there's no debris or anything else that may have caught some of the wires down there and pulled it down, or just any other debris. And you just want to make sure it's clear before you head out. All right, the next thing you want to do is make sure all the lights work. So these look good. You also want to check the reverse lights and also the turn signals. So go ahead and check that. Now I know this might seem like overkill, but you want to check all the tires again. The worst thing you want is a blowout on the road, okay? So make sure you check the outside and the inside. Make sure there's no nails, debris, or that the tire is still in good condition. All right, now time for the poop and the pee and everything else. So black tank is next, and what we want to do is put on gloves first. All right. And as you see, it says black. That's the black tank, gray tank. And what you're going to want to do is release the gray tank slowly first. All right, so you just pull it. Here. So once you're done flushing out that black tank, you're going to want to wash it down with the gray tank, okay? And the way that you do that is you're just going to slowly open this one as well. And what it's going to do, it's going to clean it out. Because this is your dish soap, your water from your shower and all of that. And it's just going to wash it out. Just like that. And once you feel like you've really gotten it all through, you still want to almost snake it out, right? So you still want to lift it up like this. All the way to the sewage. And you're going to want to do that a few times, probably 5 to 8 times, because you'll find there's just a little bit more in there. And then when you do that, you're going to want to close both tanks if you haven't already, and you're going to want to unhook it. And then once you unhook it, with these closed, nothing's going to come out. So you just lift it up and go towards the dump. station. And when you finish that, you just simply take it out, close it up, and then take your elbow off. And put this back in the bag that you pulled it out of. We don't want it just floating around in there. Close it off. And then you're gonna want to put this back into the back bumper where we got it. Pretty neat how it keeps it out from everything else that we have, right? And that's it. All right, then just close back the cap. Make sure it's tight. And then pinch in the middle of the glove and pull off. And then you can put your finger underneath this glove. So that way you don't touch anything. Oh. Usually it's better than that, but there you go. And then we got sanitizer in that same bin. You want to go ahead and sanitize your hands as well. So what I did is I went ahead and turned this to 1.16 city fill tank, and that's what it did. But if you want to do it old school, we actually have a bag in here. You can just fill up, I believe it's a 5-gallon bag, and you can pour it into the black tank, into the toilet. Fill the black tank to about half. You can never really have enough water in there. So yeah, ain't that right? All right, next thing we want to do, we're going to deal with the water. We're going to now turn off the water. So this is how you turn it off here. Just like that. All right. And then what you're going to want to do is actually go back in here, and you're going to want to turn it back to the RV correct water setting, which is 3.5 or normal setting. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'll just go to 3, and then I go to 5. All right. All right, now what we're going to want to do is actually go back to the water supply and go ahead and start turning it off. You're going to want to drain it for a little bit. Then just unhook from here. And then when you unhook from here, you just want to roll up all this water hose, place it right here. All right. So, I mean, guys, you're killing it so far. So now what we want to do is all the trash that we have in here, even what's in the refrigerator that we're not going to consume, what you're going to want to do is go ahead and take it out. Just go ahead and take it out. You don't want to be riding with it and then it spills somewhere or it's all over the place. So go ahead and put it in a bag and get rid of it, throw it away. The next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and sweep. Sweep, clean. We're actually doing this right now, so I figured I would just go ahead and record what we're doing. What you want to sweep, you want to scrub the counters. You really want to make sure it's brand new, almost as if, it's your own unit. That's how you want to clean it. And just know that the next family is going to want it clean as well. So if you could, go ahead and clean it. Of course, we got to prep it and sanitize it because of everything going on, but go ahead and clean it up, make it look really good for the next couple or next family so they can enjoy it as well. Thank you. All right, next, as you can see, we're in the master bedroom. Again, we're getting ready. But go ahead and go underneath the bed and you're going to see this panel right here. Make sure no breakers have been switched or turned the other way. And then check the fuses as well. Make sure you're good to go in there. There's no burnt ones or anything like that. And close it up. Oop, there we go. All right. And we got this tank on right now because it is cold here in Virginia. But then you want to check all this. So how's your house batteries? Looking good. How about the fresh water tank? Low right now. Black, just how I want it. Remember, I want enough water in there. Gray, low. That's perfect. And then you're going to also want to make sure, and I know I topped it up, but you're going to want to check your gas tank. make sure you're good to go there as well. Another thing you're going to want to check, make sure the oven is off. You don't want the oven on while you're driving, obviously. So just make sure everything's off, the pilot light's off, and you're good to go. All right, then you're going to want to make sure there's just a little bit of water above that seal. And what it does is just seals it more. So make sure you do that. And then go ahead and look up and make sure this is closed as well. This is closed. Can't close it anymore. But just make sure your roof vents are closed as well. Of course, you don't want any rain or debris coming in while you're driving. All right, now for the slide. What you're going to want to do is run your hands across the top. Make sure there's nothing up there, because obviously that wouldn't be good. All through the side. And then what you're going to want to do, especially if you have kids, start looking underneath here, either with a flashlight or with your hand, and just make sure there's nothing that's going to get in the way of this slide, because of course that's an expensive thing, and we just want to make sure we stay far, far away from that. So go ahead and rub your hands across the top. Make sure the slide is clean from any type of debris. All right, the very next thing you're going to want to do is clear the countertops, and we want to do this as real as possible. So guess what we're doing right now?
Cleaning the countertops off.
Cleaning the countertops. So she's going to knock that out. And then after that, she's actually going to go in all of these cabinets and just lay down anything that could fall over as we're driving. Right?
That's right.
So next thing, oh look, hold on. What you doing?
Cleaning stuff.
Thank you. Now, next thing you're going to want to do, make sure all the remotes are right here, because that's easy to forget. And then you're going to want to go ahead and secure this door. All right, just like that. And then this door. So you don't need to do this real thick one over this latch, just the smaller one. All right. And then you're going to want to make sure the shower door is latched as well. All right, then with all the food that we have kept, we want to make sure that nothing will shift or fall or anything like that. It says why there's bungee cords. My wife actually put in here. And then if you do have a bottle of whatever, this is a good way to secure it. It's just like that. And then when you close the refrigerator door along with the freezer door, you want to make sure it clicks, just like she did. Oh, just like that. You got to click to close, because if not, it will go flying open while you're driving. All right, make sure you secure all loose objects, and then make sure this TV is pushed against the wall as much as possible, just like that. Then you're going to want to secure the ladder, and you can see a little bit of it. I would put it behind this flap over the cab, and that's way it stays super, super secure. Then you're going to want to make sure all your stuff is out of these drawers. Reason being is because when we close the slide, you will not be able to access any of that. So make sure all your stuff is out of these drawers. All right, so now that we have finished taking everything off the countertop, we put the stuff in here so that way that stays secure. We've looked under everything and made sure that, you know, this slide is super clear. And now what we're going to do is actually bring it in. You ready? Everyone good?
You ready?
All right. And hold it. And then you'll hear it click just like that. So do not let it go. Hold it until it clicks. And the reason why we do it on camp electric is because this slide right here, it's a big slide. It's the whole thing, right? So we want to make sure we use their power for that. The generator may or may not be strong enough. Just depends, right? So we want to go ahead and do that. And then now what we're going to do is go ahead and unhook our electric. All right, first thing is what you want to do. We are on a 30 amp, so here's the 30 amp right here. Now what we're going to want to do is just switch it off. And then we can unhook our power. Just like that. Close it up. All right, so then what you're going to want to do is take this off. Once you unhook this, you got a larger bin right here with some extension stuff and more electrical stuff. Just place that in there. Close it up. Make sure you lock it. And then this cord right here is a little thick, so it might take a little bit of encouraging to get it in there, but It shouldn't take too long. So we had to level it here at this camp. So what I'm gonna do is actually pull off. And once I pull off, we're gonna grab these blocks right here. We're gonna put it in that back storage bin back there. I'll show you guys here in a bit, but let's go ahead and pull off. Then you want to go ahead and collect all of these. Let's put them in the back. Then you just go ahead and put it all in here. Just like that. Close it. Lock it. And go on about your business. Next thing I want to do is, since we'll be running electric, let's go ahead and prime the generator. Start it up. Just like that. Sometimes it might take longer than that, so don't freak out, but it will start. So there we go. All right, so the next thing what I want you to do is actually do a quick walk around, make sure all the bins are locked. Because again, we don't want it flying open while we are driving down the road. But also you just want to make sure you're not going to run over any toys left behind or anything like that, but go ahead and check all the bins like I'm doing now. Make sure they're all locked. All right, next thing you want to do, make sure all the windows are locked. See, this would be open. Make sure all the windows are locked. You got them throughout the whole unit. And then last, say, that's what it's like with kids. But next, what you're gonna want to do is actually lock this door. Close this so you know it's locked. And then I'm gonna go over here. I'm actually gonna start up the motor, let it warm up before we head out.